The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no voice, no guy. It's me, Villanelle Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Scott. First of all, first things first. Shout out OKC 3-1, 3-2 series lead. Let's see what happens when they get back to Indiana. But the double lock, man, I knew it. Like, I knew it when it happened. I knew the double lock was a terrible twist of fate. But I have to always say, the Valkyrie have 5 wins in their first 10 games of the season. I feel, the levels of vindication that I've been getting with every single day of this team, every single game, they get better and better and better and better and better. I mean, they had worse odds than Connecticut Sun to win the title this year. Scott Reichel. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beat me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, the Valkyries look good. Ended up losing my lock on that, but I did win the dog. I had the Fever money line, which got there. So that was a nice price. That was around like plus 170, plus 172. So I can't complain there. Caitlin was a monster. She had 9 points in about 30 seconds, which was kind of insane in the first half there. But yeah, it just felt like Indiana finally got their mojo back because apparently having your best player back is going to be the secret to being successful. And Indiana was able to score again. So who would have thought? But either way, point is every team now in W does have a loss. The Liberty have a loss. The Lynx lost a couple days ago. So, yeah, overall, a lot of entertaining hoops over the weekend for the NBA, for the W as well. And, yeah, looking forward to being back. We have a lot of games on the card, so should be fun.
6. So let's get started. First off, though, college football team previews are back. Kobe D, Moneyline Matt breaking down every single college football team in the FBS, and you're not going to want to miss it. They even do FCS previews as well, so I'm told. And so go check those out over there at the College Football Experience. All right. We had a few good episodes in a row, Scott. Time to bounce back here. We've got a big slate to do it. A lot of games, a lot of news to talk about. We're going to get through first game up, 7 p.m. on the East Coast. Let's start with the Indiana Fever at home, welcoming the Connecticut Sun. Rematch game 2. Indiana did lose outright to the Connecticut Sun without Caitlin Clark. Clark is back for this matchup. They're laying 18. 166 is the total here. Let's dig around here on Underdog WNBA and make sure we don't have any pertinent out news that relates to this game. Dewana Bonner ruled out Tuesday. She's not going to be playing. Sanaya Rivers is questionable with that illness that held her out of the last game. And I think that that's going to be a really big get if Connecticut doesn't have Sanaya Rivers in this game. So she's an official questionable. We'll see what happens with her. All right, Scott, do the Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark deserve to be laying 16 points against anybody now? Because we've seen this without Caitlin.
Wait, so you said it was 16?
18, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I'll take the 16 if you're offering, but 18.5, it's pretty wild, but I get it. Connecticut is horrible. They're really, really bad. The only time they ever win games is when Mabry actually hits her shots from the floor, and she just goes kind of supernova. That's the only chance they have. They're really bad. Angel Reese had a triple-double against them over the weekend. Shout out to her, but they got blown out in the second half of that game. And we think Chicago stinks. They got buried in the second half of that game. So, Yeah, Indiana might be pissed off they lost to this team in the first place, no matter who was out. This team. Caitlin's back now. They can probably score whatever they want. I probably think Indiana wins this game by 25. So I'll go with Indiana, but I'm not going to bet that. I'd rather bet the over in this game. Maybe Indiana team total over. If they're going to cover, probably scoring about 100,
You're going in and out.
high 90s.
Yeah, yeah, your sound's going in and out. Has anybody told you that you've been on a show with? I feel like it happened the other night when we were on with Sean and Ryan, but like it's really bad now. Like it's in out, in out, in out. I don't know if anybody else hears that. Is it just me?
I don't know. Let me check something.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Timeout Sports is saying it as well.
Okay, are we good now?
Yeah, but well, we're gonna have to wait and see when you start talking and see if it goes in and out again. But
I'm
you
trying
sound
to
good.
use AirPods because there's been the buzzing sound when I use the actual wired headphones. I'm trying to do this thing,
Yeah,
but I don't know if that works either. Anyway, we're working on getting a new mic, so it's fine. Are we good now? We're good?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You haven't
Okay.
gone out. Keep going, keep going.
That's fine. So I'll go with the Fever minus the points. I'm not going to bet this. I'd rather take the over. I think Indiana might score 100 in this game. They might just be pissed off and try to bury a team they lost to that they probably shouldn't have a couple weeks ago. Give me Indiana minus the points, but there are better games to bet on. But I'd keep an eye out for Caitlin triple double, which I think is on the cards for this game. So give me Caitlin to have a monster game. Give me Indiana, but I like the over as well.
I want to go on record that I am not completely in on Steph White as a coach,
Okay. Neither am I.
and I do think that if you slow down Caitlin Clark, then there's effectively no offense here, and that's not good. Your offense should not be predicated on one player that much. But if she doesn't have a good game, I think that they're going to look very, very ordinary any night that she doesn't have a good game.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I don't know what Connecticut has for her, so I guess I will say Indiana later points as well. But the much better play has to be whatever number you can get on the Indiana team total. I don't trust the Sun to get stops. I just don't know. I don't know what we're going to expect of Indiana defensively here if they're going to let them hang around in this game again. And because I mean, Caitlin didn't stop them from letting them score 80 something points. Like it wasn't like Caitlin being in the game was going to stop them. They were scoring 80 regardless. So let me see here. What's the updated total here for Indiana? There we go. All right. We got an Indiana team total sitting here at 92.5. Yeah, they can give up 93 points. They're trying to go make a run here in the Commissioner's Cup. They could score some 90 something points. So yeah, I'll take the team total over for Indiana, but I'm not playing the spread because I don't know. I'm really questioning how they gave up 80 points to the Connecticut Sun in the first place.
It was rough, but I do think that the Fever, I prefer the team total as well. Maybe the first half over, if you want
Yeah.
to avoid potential garbage
Hmm.
time where
Yeah,
they end up
I like
sitting
that.
everybody.
Let me
I can
see.
see Indiana scoring 50 in the first half. That wouldn't shock me either. So maybe a Fever team total over in the first half. But I really hate sweating out full game team totals or total when the entire bench squad comes in for the final 6 minutes and nobody can shoot. And the
Yeah.
game just dies. So give me the first half instead.
Got to find a number on the first half team total. I don't have that yet, but that's a good point, Scott. I do like that play as well. All right. Anything else here? Side total. Want to get the player props?
Do you have anything you want to share? Because I said Caitlin triple double, I think, is on the cards for this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think any game where anybody doesn't have a definitive plan on how to guard her, she could just stumble into the 10 rebounds that she needs. Uh And you have Mabry on the other side. They're shooting some threes. I could see some long rebounds that fall to her. Yeah, I think triple double is definitely in the cards. And
Yeah, and if you want to,
shout out
it's
to
at plus 850, by the way.
and we'll get to her, but shout out to Angel Reese. She had a triple double last game. Yeah, I could see some showmanship. All right, let me go get one. So yeah, I like
I
it.
can see that too.
All right. What else we got here? Tina Charles versus Aaliyah Boston again. I know I just gave out Aaliyah overs last game. I understand I did that. But guys, you have to understand, Tina Charles and Leah Boston really have some type of rivalry going on. Every time they match up, every single time they match up is fireworks. And both of them are going at each other. Both of them are scoring. Let me pull it up here because I have the Leah Boston numbers. You got to go back and look at what she did against Atlanta last year when she was going up against Tina. But it was like 20-point game here, 20-point game there, bucket after bucket. So Aaliyah Boston and Tina Charles are definitely making my card and taking their points overs here. What you got, Scott?
Well, I was going to say, I'm fine with Boston. I don't mind the rebounds, maybe, assuming that Caitlin isn't trying to go for that triple-double, which I think she will be. Trying to think if there's anything else I'm really tempted by. Do I trust Indiana's defense to do anything? No, not really. I don't really have much else, honestly. I think I'm just going to stick with the normal approach, which is just pick Caitlin to have a monster game as Indiana coast. I mean, if you want to ignore the triple-double, the 9.5 assists I'm tempted by, which is definitely affordable, like minus 114. She had 9 against the Liberty. I think that's reasonable. So I don't mind that too. But yeah, 4 other props. I know Mitchell historically has not been great against Connecticut, but then again, Connecticut's been significantly worse this year than they were in the previous basically 5 years. So that doesn't really mean anything. Yeah, I don't really have much else. Tina Charles, though, her points at 17.5 does feel kind of high. I mean, she's been decent against this team in
She
the
had
past,
18.
but I know she did.
18 the last game, 17 before that against Indiana, 28 before that, Indiana 24 before that. And then there was
To be fair, she has been really bad on the road, though. So far this season, she's gone under this number in 4 of the first 5 road games this season. So she has been a solid home performer as opposed to road performer. But thinking of players potentially fade, picking a blowout, maybe foul trouble, I think Tina might be one of the first to sit just based on her age. So if they're up by 30, she might get pulled early in the game. So I don't mind that potentially.
No. We'll have to see. I feel like it's something really there. Like I'm just seeing too many times where I'm running into this game. 30 points to Leah Boston here, 27 points to Leah Boston here against Charles. Like Charles and Leah Boston be going at each other, man. They even talk about it on the broadcast. All right. Let's see. What do we before we get to the next game on the slate, gotta talk to you about Circa's Ultimate Fantasy Football giveaway. They are giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-team league over there for you to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for your stay. You'll get a limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 tab for stadium swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. And you can always get 15% off all the Circa properties with promo code SGP15. Enter the Ultimate Fantasy Football Contest for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag, your place to bet every single sport, including the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup. MyBookie accepts a ton of customers from a whole bunch of different locations, so easy deposit with lightning fast payouts using cryptocurrency, and you can get all the bets that we talk about over there at MyBookie.ag. Promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's MyBookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. All right. Let's see this next game up. Still 7 p.m. on the East Coast here. We've got the Atlanta Dream on the road going to play the New York Liberty. Liberty are laying 8.5. 163.5 is the total. Scott, big injury news for the New York Liberty. They can expect to see Jacquel Jones return to the starting lineup for this game. Very good stuff. They did miss her. She was out that last game against Indiana. Leona Femic is still overseas with Eurobasket, so she is not in this game. But Jacquel Jones is back, and she's not expected to have a minutes restriction. So we're getting a full-strength Jacquel Jones here playing yet again for the New York Liberty. The Atlanta Dream. A little bit of a revenge game here, Scott. New York knocked them out of the playoffs in the first round last year. We've got Atlanta looking like they are competent as well. What are we doing here? Laying
Well,
8.5 with our Liberty Bibberty.
I do want to ask you, how much stock do you put into that game against the Fever? Because that's why I took the Fever to win. Because I just thought Jonquel wasn't going to play, and she killed him in the first meeting.
They were
And I
missing
thought it'd be a good
Jonquel.
matchup.
I don't take anything of it in the grand scheme of things because Jonquel and Leone Phoebus make that a completely different game. Just defensively, how they're able to switch 1 through 5, all the different looks that they could throw at Caitlin. I don't think Caitlin has that explosive 30-point game, with Jonquel Jones
Yeah.
and Leone Phoebus still playing on the team. Like, I think Phoebus and Cloud do a really, really good job on her. So they would have made it, a lot more difficult for her. I will say that. And so
That's how I feel.
her being back is big. I mean, come on, Finals MVP. Like, you get the Finals MVP back, you're feeling good.
Yeah, now they did kill the Mystics by 33. The Mystics, if we're being honest here, have really been awful since the pretty hot start that they had. But the Dream, the last couple of games, they beat Indiana handily. Clark didn't play. Beat Chicago, who stinks, and beat the Mystics, who aren't very good. The Liberty, though, have been winning all the games they should. They've been dominating with the one exception of the game Jonquel missed against a Kaylin Clark returning Fever. I think that it's a good spot for the Liberty personally. However, I'll go first half in this game. The Dream have been competitive late. They've been able to kind of make games close after getting kind of smacked early, something that I've noticed. And the Liberty are still the best first half team in the league by a wide margin. With Jonquel back, I think that's going to be a nice boost for them early on. Maybe Atlanta backdoors this. This could be close late, but I do think New York jumps them early. Give me the Liberty first half minus the points.
I mean, I guess by numbers, they are the best first half team in the league. But
ATS, I know that there's a different team, but based on numbers,
no. ATS, they are actually better. They are slightly better ATS. So yes, Scott, your note is true that they are the best first half team in the league. But there's another. We're talking about Liberty.
We'll save
talking
that.
about the Liberty.
We'll save them.
Talking about the Liberty. My bad. All right. I have a feeling Atlanta's in this game. I think that Atlanta is not nervous to go at them. I think that the number of options that Atlanta also has does give me cause for concern. I do think the Liberty still win, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're in this game and they make us sweat it a little bit close towards the end here. And it's also because the Liberty still haven't figured out the rebounding problem. And they're losing pretty significant numbers on the glass. Like that Chicago game, I think they were out rebounded double digits, and it's just because they were so much better than Chicago. But like, you can't walk into games and get out rebounded by double digits and think that you're going to constantly win every single night. So like, I agree. I like the first half play of them coming to bounce back here. I don't know if I like it for the full game though. I'm nervous about the full game. So give me Atlanta plus 8.5. I do like, what's the official number on the first half for the Liberty here? Because I do really like that play. I think they get out very, very early after that loss. 4.5. I like it.
Yeah.
Liberty 4.5, and then get a little bit too comfortable. And then you can also add, if they start running the bench out there a little bit more, like I think Atlanta's going to really have something to say here closer to the end and trying to make this a game. So yeah, I like Atlanta plus the points, but I do like that Liberty first half play.
Yeah, I want to give a props, though, to Atlanta for being better than I thought they'd be. I questioned how the Griner acquisition would work out and how the team would actually be looking. 8-3. This team's good. Alicia Gray has been very good as well. The new coach looks like he's got the team in order. So props to them in general.
Alicia Gray, there's Fee. Caitlin has missed time, but we'll throw her in that conversation. Alicia Gray, those are your MVP candidates right now. She's like at 23 points per game. Like she's going crazy.
Yeah, well, if we're being fully honest here, Asia has no chance in hell. So she's tossed out already. The Liberty, I think, have too much talent, where I don't see one of their players being singled out. Alicia Gray has been great.
She's second in the WNBA in scoring right now.
Nafisa is obviously number 1 right now. Kaylin would be 2. Gray probably is 3. But in reality, I stand by what I said. I still think it's a 2-horse race, and I think it's either Nafisa or Kaylin. But shout out to Alicia Gray, might be a finalist.
She's definitely going to be a finalist. She's probably going to win Most Improved. I think I'm curious on where the Most Improved bet is at now. That this is a clear. She's second. She's second in scoring right now. Second.
And her
Oh
efficiency's been
man.
crazy.
What? Yeah, I'm very, and she's cleared her last year's, clearing her totals of what she's done on the season. 21 points per game is such a huge leap for her. Yeah, she's up there in the MVP conversation. Absolutely. Not gonna win, but if you want a nice juicy ticket, that's a nice juicy ticket for somebody who's definitely looking like they're gonna be a finalist.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
need some injuries to go in your favor just based on publicity and hype. But the point is, you're looking at a player
Oh,
who
she's
is
got the South
definitely
Carolina crowd.
I mean, sure. I think that the Nafisa and the Kalen crowd are a bit bigger. No offense to the South Carolina crew there, but
Mm,
I think so personally. For the voters,
mm,
for the voters,
I think they have a
it's not a
large.
fan vote,
There is a. It
but
is. It's really. I don't think you're on that side of Twitter. I don't think you're on that side of Twitter. It is
I,
really, really big. It is
no.
really,
But
really
who votes? Who votes in the awards? You have voters who do it. They're not
No,
going
but
to
I'm
vote for
saying
Gray
you got to
over
think, but
Collier.
voters all have their biases, and you've got the Yukon crowd. You've got now this. It's not even an Iowa crowd. It's a Caitlin Clark crowd. There's not an Iowa crowd, and
Yeah,
then there's the
just
South
Caitlin Clark.
Carolina
Yeah.
crowd. Like there's some. I'm telling you, there's some. I think you're not on that side of Twitter, but all of those three different factions are huge, and they're all equally annoying in their own right.
That's fair. I think that Gray once again should be a finalist based on current form. Would she win? Not even close. I think Nafis is clearly the MVP right now, and I think
Oh
that
yeah.
Caitlin missed some time. But it comes down to hype and publicity. It's why That's why I only took two people. I skipped Asia. I only took
No,
Nafisa, and I only took Caitlin. So there you
see,
go.
and that's what I told you. You can't say you only had to. I stuck all my chips in the feed. Well, and I'm really glad to say that that's the only MVP ticket I have. It feels good.
Mm,
All right, where are we at? 163.5 is total.
I'll go over in this game. Dream can score, and so can the Liberty. I'll go with the over. Doesn't it feel kind of low for two teams that can easily reach 80 in almost any given game?
I mean, yeah, but they also both are kind of really solid defensively too.
Yeah.
I'm not really married to the total. I could be
Okay.
swayed either way. Because if you told me they got up and this was some kind of defensive game and the Liberty, didn't allow Atlanta to score, I believe it. Like Jockwell coming back, it makes it a little tougher. I believe it. I'm not all the way there on the total yet. All right.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Dreams' numbers against good teams defensively. Because no offense to the Sky and Mystics, but I'm kind of passing those over. The
Mhm.
Fever game, I'm not counting because Caitlin didn't play. They gave up 87 to the Storm. I mean, the Sparks aren't good, but they gave up 82 in that one. But I'll skip that one. 81 to the Fever, 90 to the Fever. So against good offenses, they have really not been that great defensively. I wonder how much of their defensive surge is based on a relatively weak schedule over the last week. That's kind of my counterpoint.
Let's see here. Atlanta Dream have held teams 4-7 to their team total. Liberty 4-6.
Mhm.
So the good teams are probably the four. Okay, we've got, and they both kind of slightly 6-5 to their team total, 6-4 for the Liberty. Yeah, it's that Liberty first half. That's where everything is just kind of leading. The Dream 4-6-1 ATS in the first half. Liberty are 8-2. That's where it feels like it is for me, Scott. The first half is probably the better play that I feel the best at here. 0-5 are Liberty's opponents at home this season in their first half total. That's interesting.
And
All
it
right,
makes sense because they keep dominating the first half. So
player props.
great defense and good offense.
What you got?
So are we just going with star power here? Because I feel like John Quell should dominate on the boards, assuming she has a full amount of minutes. Because with the rebounding situation for the Dream, they've been getting by. We know that they have a couple of players who've been contributing in that area, but I do think John Quell should have a solid matchup on the interior. So I don't mind Jonquel rebounds, but I am going to ask you, since Jonquel is back, her rebounds, by the way, are at 10.5. So maybe if you want to go for
Um,
PR instead, are we going back to Stewie unders on her rebounds? Like, it was fun while it lasted, but now that we have Jonquel back in the lineup, her rebounds are at 6.5. Isn't that kind of high, just
I
based
wouldn't
on
be
how she's
surprised.
done?
I mean, how long Stewie is, I wouldn't be surprised she fell into 7 rebounds. I don't know why she was just horrible rebounding in the beginning of the year, and I don't really know what this entire team's problem with rebounding is, honestly.
Yep.
Um, I think I could find something else that I'd feel better playing than Stewie under 6.5 rebounds.
Just throwing it out there because the dream right now, we're allowing the fewest rebounds per game. And in the 3 games that Brianna played in, where Jonquel did not leave early because of injury, she had 7 rebounds combined in
Mhm.
those 3 games. I just think that it's not the best matchup for Stewie rebounds if you're picking Jonquel to come back and play 30 plus. So I don't mind fading a pretty high number on Stewie, which was 4.5 back in the day when Jonquel got hurt, and we ended up cashing on that. And now it's
I
at six
just
and a half. It just feels like a jump to me.
Yeah, but if we were sitting here on any other year of Stewie's career and he's talking about 6.5 rebounds, you're like, what are we doing here? We're taking the over easily. Like, I get she's not in good form, but I don't know. I have to see it. I have to see it more. I have to see it more. I'm because it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would she not? We're going up against Brittany Griner here. We're choosing a game with Brittany Griner on the other side to take an under on somebody's rebounds. Not there
No,
yet.
I understand your point. I just
But
once
how I
again,
will play it is I will fade them and I'll take Ryan Howard rebounds. And I'll take
okay.
some players on. Give me a Bree Jones. I will take some players, maybe a RA for Ryan. That actually sounds kind of interesting. Let me look into that. But something like that. Who had the good game last game between Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard? It was Alicia because she had 30. So I guess
Yeah.
this is the Ryan game now, where Ryan has now the big game that is supersedes. Yeah, Ryan had 14 in that last game. 36 the game before that. You look at Alicia Gray, and she had 32 her last game and 15 the game before that. They're just gonna alternate here. And I figured it out. Game before that, Alicia had 23. And I think Ryan had like 3 that game because I think that was the game that I bet her. Yes, she had 3. We're alternating good games here, Scott. And it sounds
Yeah.
like it's Ryan's turn.
You have anything else you want to add for this?
No, no.
Okay.
Uh, no, nothing else is popping up here. All right, what's next? Who wants to be next? 8 p.m. East Coast. We got 3 8 p.m. games here on the East Coast. We could have moved one of these to 9. I think one of these would have been okay for a 9 o'clock start. Chicago Sky at home welcoming the Washington Mystics. Mystics are laying 4 on the road here. 156.5 is the total. Let's see. Injury report, anything of note for these two? Nope, we're good. We're good? Yeah, we're good. Nothing here. All right.
Am I am I wrong for wondering why the Mystics are favored by 4 on the road in this game? I know that the Sky aren't good, but neither are the Mystics. You can argue that there's still a tier gap, but the Mystics have been a mess for the last couple weeks. The Sky aren't good. They beat the Sun. Angel had a triple double. Congratulations to her. 3.5 on the road. I just think the spread is insane. I'll take the Sky. You can argue this is a toilet bowl game. I mean, these teams aren't any good. I'll take
I,
the points.
I think you are being very, very, very cruel here, Scott. The last few games for the Mystics have looked like the Atlanta Dream, who are 8-3, the
Mm-hmm.
Connecticut Sun, who they beat by a
They
million,
destroyed. Yeah.
and then the New York Liberty, who are the top of and just took their first loss. It was the Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark, but they won
Mm-hmm.
the game before that they played against them. So they're 1-1 against the Indiana Clark. I mean the Caitlin Clarkless Indiana Fever, and they played the Liberty again. And then the last game before that was the Phoenix Mercury, who are also a good team that they lost to, and they actually kept that game really close. And then they played the Las Vegas Aces, where they lost to them by blowing that lead, and Joel
Yeah,
hit that game-winning shot.
I get
Like,
it.
they
I'm just
haven't
saying.
they played the top of the league for the
Yeah,
better part of the last 2 weeks. They played the top of the league. I I I'm I could understand what you're saying. I really, really could. But no, no. I think there's still a sizable gap between these 2 teams. Chicago looks anemic. Like, don't at least in these games that the Mystics are playing, their incompetence I can say something for. Chicago just doesn't look like they know what's going on with basketball most majority of the time. So,
I feel like maybe yes, you're right about the actual strength of schedule, but I just don't feel great laying 3.5 team that has lost 7 of their last 9. I understand your point. It has been a tough schedule. I get all that, but I don't know. I just feel like the Mystics are a team that I don't feel great about laying with right now. There's no chance I bet this game from a side perspective, by the way. I'm just not interested in backing either of these teams right now. But I do think that it's going to be a close game no matter what. I don't see one team routing the other. I'll take the points. Chicago's not a good team. I get it. They're actually quite bad. But the argument is at home, they've been okay. I mean, they haven't been terrible. They beat the Wings at home. That counts for something. But I get it. I understand your point. I just think 3.5 or 4.5, it feels a bit rich for me. So I'll go with the Sky, but I'm kind of viewing this as a toilet bowl for me. The Kiki matchup versus Angel should be a lot of fun. So I'll be paying attention to that. But for the game itself, I'm not really interested either way, but I'll go with the dog at home.
yeah, no, I'm on the Mystics. They're I have them a tier above the Chicago Sky, and it's not close. Like, just watching the games, they're a better team. I'm not going to penalize them for the rough schedule that they've had, playing the Indiana Fever twice and playing the New York Liberty and then the Atlanta Dream. Um, Chicago is legitly look horrible whenever they touch the court. I'm good.
Yeah, they're not good. Like I agree with you on that, but and the home team getting 3.5 against a team that I don't think is that great in the Mystics. Sure. I mean, the Mystics, yes, I know Sykes has been good. Kiki's been solid in a rookie season, but I don't see that much of a gap, in my opinion. You can argue there is some gap, but I don't see it being extreme. I don't know, 3.5, I even see 4.5. Feels a bit rich for me.
I saw that game where I watched the game where they gave the defending champions a run, and they were
Yeah.
very much live to beat the New York Liberty in that game. I'm sticking with that team. I know that team, and I think Sidney Johnson is a way better coach than Tyler Marsh in the beginning of the season, light years better. So I'm gonna go with the better coach, better team. Give me Liberty. I mean, Mystics here. All right,
All right.
156 and a half. I like under.
I'm with you. Just because I'm picking Chicago does not mean I think this team can actually score. So I'll go with the under with you. Give me a low scoring, ugly game between two, in my opinion, bad teams.
All right, player props.
Who are you picking in the battle? Kiki or Angel?
Kiki to score, Angel on the boards. Super
Okay.
easy. Super easy
I,
there. Me boards? Me boards? And then she went and had a triple double after dropping me boards.
I think it's me bounds because that
Me
makes more
bounds.
sense.
Me bounds. Yeah, it is me
Because the
bounds.
whole point is it's rebound, so it's me bounds.
Me bounds. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
my favorite part of that is how some people who originally came up with the me bounds idea got mad at her for trademarking. Like, is that legal? Like, yeah, yes, that's 100% legal. What does that even mean? You just said something on the internet. It's not yours. Like, yeah, she can take it if she wants it.
Yeah.
So
And and
either
and
way,
and she's doing it. She's doing it, by the way.
it's
11
it's
and a
smart. It's
half.
smart marketing by her. I
11 and a
mean,
half is the number. She's been over this in 5 of her 9 games this season. And one of those games, she had 11. Hasn't had less than 9 in any single game. And they also dropped the stat of these aren't even her own rebounds. Like, if you could take away all of the rebounds that she got on her own misses, and she'd still be leading the W in rebounding.
yeah,
And
she's obviously a very good rebounder. I just feel like it's there are a lot of I'd say people that are against her either based on personality or their team Caitlin, and there's a rivalry there. I once again, I don't think she's as bad as people say that she is. I think there's drastic room for improvement offensively, but she's a great rebounder, and there's no way you can counter that.
There's one possession in that Connecticut Sun game where there was 4 orange jerseys around her, and she got the
Mhm.
rebound and the putback and the foul. It was pretty
Mhm.
crazy. Like, and that motor, and that's why I can't wait to see what Anissa Morrow does, and I can't wait till they start giving her minutes in Connecticut Sun because she's got the same motor, and that would be interesting. All right. So Reese for 11.5 rebounds. That's at plus money for some reason, by the way.
That does open up a conversation, though, because people were asking about it. The rebounds were not fluky from the last game. Having said that, the assists could be a question on if
Mm,
this is a new Angel Reese who
is it?
maybe is going to be getting assists because their point guard got injured and she's embraced the role of being more of a facilitator with Vandersloot being out, or it's a blip against the worst team in the league in Connecticut and her assists are at 3.5 and she take the under. I am not going to immediately take the under here. I think she's actually embraced being a bit more of a playmaker with Vandersloot being out. And even the last couple of games, she hasn't gone over this number, but she has had 3 assists in back-to-back games against the Liberty and the Dream, despite their team scoring less than 71 points in both games.
And she's
So I actually don't mind her assists in this game over.
and she's wanted, like, she's played that role in college of initiating the offense. Like, that's always been a role that she kind of like she's embraced, but it's
Mhm.
just hasn't they have not allowed her to do that. And it's probably been, we have a point guard, we have a system, this is how we want it to do, we want it to go. And that's why I said Courtney Vandersloot, as much as we love her, this might be a blessing in disguise to force them to actually do something different because it just wasn't working with Courtney at the helm. And so I don't know, Scott, watching that game, she made it look really, really easy with the drives and the kicks to the shooters, like really, really
Yeah.
easy. So I think the playmaking is there. I think the 3.5 rebounds, assists, 3.5 assists is short.
I feel like we're in a situation where you could either sell high, but it's not even high because it's at 3.5,
Hmm.
or you keep buying and you're bullish on the assist market until the market adjusts. Based on the amount of touches she gets and the increased amount of usage she has because of the fact they have no point guard now, it did seem intentional that she was facilitating a lot
It
in the
did.
offense. And I do think 3.5 is too low. So even if you don't like her, that's fine. But for the sake of prop betting, I think it should be like 4.5. I think 3.5 is too low. Minus 110. I'll
I
take the
will,
over on that.
I'll say it. When I was watching the game, I was like, this performance feels very AT like.
She looks good. No,
I
she
was
looked
like
good.
that. I was like, if you keep playing, like, don't change anything. Have her play like that. Looked very AT like.
Hmm.
I will admit that. And if she turns into an AT type of player, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Yeah.
12.5 points for Kiki Irfin. Talked about that. I'll take Kiki. I might actually just play a Kiki points and rebounds and take whatever she gets on the board. She's gonna get something, just not more than Angel. So a Kiki points and rebounds actually sounds pretty interesting. She's been over 20.5 points and rebounds in 7 of her last 10 games here for Kiki. So yeah, might have to play it like that, 20.5 points and rebounds. What else here, Scott? Anything else in this one?
Are you picking the Atkins revenge game? I have to
Oh,
ask.
oh, that's a good one. Oh, I wish we were in DC. I might still play it.
Okay.
Maybe. I might still play it. That's a good one. The Atkins revenge game is a good one. I'm tempted. I'm tempted. 13.5. I'm tempted. Very tempted. We'll have to come back to that. All
Okay.
right. Let's see here. Before we get to the next game on the slate, gotta talk to you about Underdog. Still going on with the NBA Finals, and we get an extra game, Game 6. Oh, you're gonna love the 90% bonus that they're gonna give you in Game 6 here. It's gonna be great. I have to run over there and just play TJ McConnell yet again after another good game. Gotta continue to keep rolling the TJ McConnell train here with the points and assists there. Higher over there, Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Claim your special pick first time deposit offer to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. And of course, our Underdog lineup drops at the end of the show. Stick around for that. You've got power trends over there by Rhythm. AI detected patterns where Rhythm's models have consistently won and have a high ROI. They're updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. So no touts, no noise, just clean data back bets. Download the Rhythm app and check out power trends and start betting smarter. Get your 7-day free trial over there at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right. Let's see here. Next up, still 8 p.m. Oh, this game looked so much better 2 weeks ago before the season started. Las Vegas Aces are on the road going to play the Minnesota Lynx. Lynx are laying 12.5. 161.5 is the total. What is this? What is this? 4 points. Open up. Minnesota laying 8.5. Now it's up to 12.5. 161.5 is total. Asia's not playing. Still out with that concussion. No Jessica Shepard. Still over there. Eurobasket. 12.5. How ugly can it really get?
That's the question. I do want to ask you though, because the Aces ended up losing to the Mercury. They're
By
trying
6.
their best out there. This team stinks. Like, they can't play defense. Asia does everything for this team anyway. Stokes played a bunch of minutes because they need the rebounding. She has no offensive talent at all, but she had 14 rebounds. So I might blindly back Stokes' rebounds in these games because she has to play minutes. But, I mean, what do you think? Because so far, the Jewel fit has not been great. Chelsea has not been as big of a facilitator as I was hoping she'd be this season. I thought she'd be walking into 7-8 assists a game, and it just hasn't been there for her this
Yeah,
season
the
for
whole
whatever
offense
reason.
just looks horrible.
The offense looks bad. The defense looks bad. Like, I don't really know what there is to like about this team right now. And Asia is the best player in the league. So I don't really know what you're
And
supposed to
she's not
do here.
playing. Right? No,
That's
but
my
like,
point.
again, I mean, we've seen Minnesota be a leg up above everybody in the league and still not cover the damn game.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I mean, shout out to the Lynx for being able to go on this little run that they've been on in the last 3 to last 4 of covering. But I still remember in the early part of the season where we were struggling, begging them to cover a game. This 3 of the last 4 that they covered put them at 5 and 6 ATS on the season with a 10-1 straight up record.
Yeah.
Let's see here. 3 and 3 ATS as double digit favorites. You're really 50-50 here. So how I play it is just give me the Lynx to score points. At this point,
Okay.
I don't think they're going to get any stops. Now, if the Lynx are very complacent and allow the Aces to just be score and keep themselves in the game, maybe the Aces realize the desperation that they're in and this is like some type of rally spot. Okay, whatever. I'm not betting the Lynx laying anything right now, just so I get a little bit more comfortable with them against the spread.
Okay. But we think this team probably walks into like 90.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I would be impressed if the Aces were able to keep them under any. Yeah, if the Aces kept them under 90, I'd be impressed.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take. Let's see. Let me get a total here. A Lynx. There we go. All right, we got a total of 87.5. 87.5.
They can get to 90 easily.
You said 90 off the rip. You didn't. I
Yep.
didn't even tell you 87. You said, can they get the 90? Yeah. All right.
I was just
Like,
thinking of key numbers. It's like, all right, 90 is reasonable. I mean, they torched the Storm defense. That defense is pretty good.
yeah.
They lost the game, but they still had a great first couple quarters of that game. But the Aces defensively are a mess. So, yeah, it feels pretty simple for me.
Yep. All right. By the way, Aces and blowout losses 97 to the Sparks, 95 to the Valkyrie. I'm expecting something of the sorts here. I like the Lynx to go over 87.5 on the team total.
Mhm.
Make me call it. Give me Lynx laying 12.5.
Go.
Anything else here?
Not really. Collier probably has a great game, but they might pull her early if they're up by a ton. That's the problem you run into. So
What's
let me
her
actually see if
what's
there
her
are
leading
Stokes
scorer? What's her leading scorer?
Are we doing this thing again? Okay, let me
Yep.
check. All right, let me see what I can get here.
Do they are they daring you with even money? Are they testing you with even money for the top point scorer?
I have to imagine no, because you have no Asia. If Asia was in this game, maybe I don't even see it listed for this matchup. But I want to see if Stokes rebounds are listed for this matchup. I don't see it. I like the over on the rebounds when they're posted. Give me the classic 0 points, 12 rebound game for Stokes, and we'll just go from there.
Moses
So I don't
Brown?
mind the over on the rebounds.
Moses
Pretty
Brown?
much. I mean,
Shout out to my
he has
guy.
a double occasionally. Shout
Yeah,
out to
yeah,
Moses Brown.
I know.
But
I know. That's mine. That's my guy. I rock with Moses Brown.
if you
All right.
told me that Stokes never scored 10 points in a game in her career, I would honestly not be surprised. I'm just saying, like, her career high might be like 6. We're talking like Reggie Evans numbers back in the day. Like it's her rebounds are just impressive, but her points are non-existent every single year. So I like the Stokes rebounds in the game.
Give me Courtney Williams over 10.5 points.
I'm actually going to look it up if Stokes has ever scored double-digit points in a game in her career.
Oh
So far, the high is 7, which she reached twice in the last 2 years.
Oh my gosh!
She got 11. She got 11 against the Mercury 2 years ago. So she did it.
Are you serious? That was the
Did
last
11
time?
2 years ago against the
Oh
Mercury.
my god! I really didn't want to. I was trying to talk about Courtney Williams. I was trying not to egg Scott on and talk about Courtney Williams, and here he goes. 2 years ago, she's got double-digit points.
The most amount of points she's had within the last year and a half has been 7. So just keep that in mind. She's not going to score, but she will rebound the ball.
Williams has been over 10.5 points in her last 4 straight games against the Aces. 13, 22, 15, 13. I think this is another good spot for Courtney Williams here. She and Fee are embracing the top duo conversation. She's said it on stream. She's watching the numbers. Like they think they are a very high-powered, very good scoring duo. They've been playing really, really well. I like Courtney Williams to go over 10.5 points here. Yeah, that'd probably be my big player prop in that one, Courtney Williams. I feel like this is a big Courtney Williams game here, going up against the Aces.
Okay, wait. Time out saying that Stokes once scored 23 points before, which I don't know when that happened. I have to actually look that up. How long ago was that?
Was that past the 2-year mark? You only went back 2 years when you were looking.
I imagine that it's past the 2-year mark because it's not any type of recent history here. 2017.
What team she play for then?
Coincidentally, it was against the Liberty. Let me see where this was. Oh boy. Let me see what team she was on there. Sorry, no, she was with the Liberty. Sorry, it was in a playoff game again with the Liberty in 2017. So yes, she did, but it was once again.
Shout out to the Liberty and Kia Stokes.
It was like 8 years ago.
Liberty. No, he said no. Scott literally just said, "I'm gonna go back until I see a double-digit game," and he went back 2 years.
I wasn't going career high. My point is, with the Aces, I wanted to see how many times she's actually scored double-digit points, and it's been basically a year and a half. So I was not talking about when she had actual usage back in the day with the Liberty, but yeah, she scored 23 points 8 years ago, and that's her career high. But recently, no. Last 2 years, she reached 11 points one time. So Becky's not really drawn up many plays for Stokes. That's kind of my point. Not many plays being drawn up.
Oh my gosh. The Golden State Valkyrie.
I found it on Facebook, though. There's a Facebook post about it from the W account from 2017.
Oh my Oh man, the Golden State Valkyrie. I don't think he ever said ever, but okay. The Golden State Valkyrie.
By the way, I meant ever with the Aces. That's my last point. I just meant with the Aces. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I got what you meant, and I'm sitting right here. Yeah. The Golden State Valkyrie on the road, going to play the Dallas Wings. For some reason, the Dallas Wings are laying 3 points. 163.5 is the total. Timofey Bele has left the Golden State Valkyrie to go serve her overseas commitment, so they are now down Zanlacini, Salon, Fagbile. Damn, I feel like I'm forgetting somebody else too.
It's pretty funny though, because they were already missing so many people, and they won a game. And then she just decided, oh, maybe don't. We'll just see what happens.
Oh,
I'm also
I
gonna
guess y'all
go.
don't need me. I guess y'all
Yeah, it's
don't need
fine.
me.
Keep
Cool.
finding ways to win anyway. It's fun.
You bring in Tip Hayes is questionable to play in the game. I know she's foaming at the mouth to be able to play again. And you bring in a couple of bench rookies, sign them to hardship deals to cover the contract. But I mean, there's nothing you could tell me ever. There's no lineup that you could tell me that I wouldn't say the Valkyries are not in this game. Like there's not a lineup that you could put out there. You could tell me Kate Martin's getting 40 minutes, and I'm gonna say the Valkyries going to be in the game.
They just
Luckily she didn't get that much, but
no. We're on the road. I get it, but they just beat the Storm, missing half their players. Why would I pick the Wings minus the points?
Who's betting the Wings? Who's
Paige
running
scored
out there to bet the
35.
Wings?
Paige scored 35 in a game and they lost. And they lost to the Aces with Asia missing, I think, the entire game. And that team stinks.
Oh no! And did you see they were up big in like the last 4 minutes and
we did that live when we were doing the last episode. The
Yeah.
Wings in the fourth quarter had 5 straight possessions in the final 6 minutes with a turnover. 5 straight possessions with a turnover. That actually happened. And then Jewel lights the game with the 3-pointer, which I know made you happy about it. But the Wings had an opportunity to beat up on a team that's been really bad and compromised in the Aces, and they fumbled it. The Valkyries, look, whether they win the game or not, they're always in it because they're coached very well, and they play really
defense.
hard.
They play hard. They play defense.
And they can rebound. This team earlier in the year was kind of struggling on the boards. They have flipped it. They've been a very good rebounding team for the last couple of weeks. I like that about them. Give me the Valkyries.
This is fucking ridiculous. I can't. First of all, we're playing Valkyrie first half for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Just in case anybody was confused here. Second,
they're 1-11.
Why are the Valkyrie? Why are they a dog? Why are they a dog? No way. Get this out of my face.
1-11.
Oh, whoa! That was a crazy yawn. It made me sleepy just sitting there thinking about it. Like,
if I was going to take the Wings to do anything in this game, I'd rather just take player props, because if the Wings, Paige probably gives you over on her RA or points, and Enrique's probably decent. I'd rather go for player props. I have no interest in betting the side for the Wings. There are other ways to back a really bad team without being invested in the entire team. I'd go for that approach instead. Give me Paige to have a solid game. Whatever happens, happens on the scoreboard. But I'll pick some players on the Wings to get theirs. That's the way I'll compromise on the game. Is that fair?
I don't even think I want to do that much. I don't think I want anything to do with the Wings right now.
I'm saying if I was going to take the Wings, that would be my approach.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I couldn't imagine if the Wings get this. Go ahead, have at it. You got that win. The Valkyries,
it's not worth it.
The Valkyries had to not cover at some point, but no. What? This is comical. This Valkyries team is way better than the Wings. They're way better in every aspect of the game right now. All right. Who do I want to back for a player prop in this game?
Our boy Kate, our main person who we dared on the 3-point line, who's been better lately. Double machine. You going KT?
Oh, hey, shout out to you, by the way. I gave you I made you lay the juice with the KT 3-point attempts. I had it at 9.5. I made you lay the juice. I took the plus money. You won. She went 3 for 9.
She had 8, and then she took a last-second shot clock air ball with like less than a minute to go in the game. So I almost called that completely correctly. But KT's been great on the boards, and now they're down another person in the front court.
Yep.
It's a very good game for KT to have another double-double.
Let's see.
What is your rebounds at anyway? 7.5? Really? 7.5. She's had 11+ rebounds in 3 straight games.
Yeah, they don't want. Yeah, I don't think they're jumping on that yet.
Her double-double's 290.
Yeah, they're not jumping on that yet.
And her backup front court player left the team.
At least,
Yeah,
at the
give
very
me
least, she
rebounds.
can get to 8. At the very
Yeah.
least, I think she can get to 8. By the way, Veronica Burton still quietly been playing very, very well. She's been over 16.5 points and assists in 4 of her last 5 games. Last game, it was a very, very quiet over for her, but she gets the balance. Sometimes she has the big scoring day, but she's
Mhm.
been very, very good with the ball in her hands and setting up her teammates. And this Dallas defense is horrible. So I'll take a Veronica Burton over on her points and assists. Yeah, that's about it for me, guys. I think I'm good here. I wish Salon was here. I'm just gonna have to wait until I can bet Janelle Salon yet again.
Just saying, you got no Salon. You're missing your backup forward. KT's still at 7.5,
Yeah, I'm
11
not
rebounds
worried.
and 3 straight.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
That's kind of wild. She might be forced to play 37 minutes. They don't have any other bodies in the front court. She played 36 minutes last game. There's no reason why she would play less besides foul trouble.
Mhm.
So there we go.
All right, last game up. Seattle Storm, maybe. We'll see.
They lost to
Lan-
the Valkyries as 9.5-point favorites of the Showers again.
Oh, I don't know, man. This Valkyries team is really, really good, and that's bad on me for getting on them because they lost. I should have known that when they lose their production, they were automatically locked into this game, and
Mhm.
that's bad on me. So I don't know if I want to strip their name because that was my fault. I should have never given them unrealistic. I should have never given the Seattle Storm unrealistic uh, expectations that they would ever outplay my Golden State Valkyries ever. I shouldn't have done that. So that's on me.
Mhm.
But now they're laying 9.5 here, same number against the Los Angeles Sparks. 156.5 is the total. Totals drop. The line for the Storm has shot up because Kelsey Plum is ruled out with a leg injury. She's not playing. You're also going to have no Odyssey Sims as well, who was out the last game with personal issues. She's out again here with personal issues.
So Rakia is about to go crazy, right?
Possibly.
If we're going based on usage and you have no Plum, I got to imagine the ball's going to be in Rakia's hands a lot.
I think they would also probably work on funneling it to the bigs. Probably see a lot of
Mhm.
De'Erica trying to set herself up in the post, going to work. But interior defense could be a problem here. You got Ezzy in the front court.
Mhm.
Mm. Do I
They're
run
missing
back
their
to
entire
Seattle?
front back. They're missing their entire starting
And so
back.
does that mean Sarah Ashley Barker is going to get like a lot of minutes here? Because if so, ew.
You know who would be really useful in this game?
Ari McDonald.
100%. But unfortunately, they told her to take a hike, so she's not on the team anymore. They could have used her in this game. That's all I'm saying. But
I wonder if we wake up in the morning and they be like Ari McDonald signed with the Sparks and she's playing in the game later.
they
I
need
mean, why would she
somebody.
not? If they I mean, you got Plum that's hurt, and honestly,
Mhm.
they could sign Ari to a quick little and get Ari out there, and she could come out here and hoop. I wouldn't
Yeah,
be surprised if we woke up in the morning and they're like Ari McDonald signed with the Sparks.
wouldn't
Yeah,
shock me either.
I don't know what they're gonna do without who is this? Is this gonna be Emma Cannon and Barker? Who is gonna start here?
It's ugly. They don't have many options, and now they got to deal with Diggins. They got to deal with Diggins. They got to deal with Gabby. They got to deal with a bunch of talent on the Storm team, which is starting to annoy me because the Storm just play down the competition half the time. But do you think they get up for this game?
It's the NECA revenge game, and people like to hate on the Sparks. So give me the Storm lane 9.5.
You see 9.5.
Is it 9? It's 9.5, right?
Initially, I had 7.5. Maybe the lines moved. Okay,
Oh,
I see
dude,
eight
I
and a half
see.
now.
Oh, okay, you
Okay,
see 8.5 out there.
I see an 8.5. So that's fine.
All
I'm
right.
with you. I mean, I don't need an excuse to fade the Sparks because we think this team stinks.
Yep. Can't be trusted.
And you could argue that the Storm will be motivated to get back on track after losing the Valkyries. Then again, the Valkyries' home court is absolutely insane. with the atmosphere there. So maybe, LA isn't going to be as intimidating as that Golden State environment. The Storm really should bounce back. You're against a team with no backcourt at all. You have the front court defense that could step up and potentially keep Hamby in check. What else do you have besides hoping Rakia gives you 25? You don't really have anything.
So a lot of Rakia.
I'm with you on the Storm.
A lot of Rakia. We'll see some. We'll see some ham. Wow, how are the Sparks gonna? Sparks gonna have some issues scoring. I think they're gonna have some.
You want to argue maybe Storm first half? The Sparks need 20 minutes to learn their actual backcourt, and they'll just start off very slow.
Yeah,
and go from there.
Yeah,
that's an approach.
I like it. All right. Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I don't trust consistent offense here from Los Angeles. A team total under sounds kind of like the play, but again, the Storm playing down the competition. I feel like I've been getting Storm totals wrong too. I feel like they've just been letting teams score when they probably didn't need to. Like, yeah. I like the first half play. I like that, Scott. Good call. All right, player props. What else we like? We've already seen. Shout out to the X chat. Gabby 22.5 PRA. I mean, until she shows me that she's just completely not locked into basketball, I'm gonna continue to bet Gabby Williams PRA.
She's so good, such a good player.
I wonder if this is one of the more consistent props that has been over the course of the entire season. I have to think it is. She's been over.
She does everything.
She's been over this prop in 7 of their. Is this 10 games? They played 10 games. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
They played
7 of their last. So 7 of the last 10.
But
7 of the last 10. She didn't make it the first game of the season, so that makes it 7-11 on this season. But 7 of the last 10, she's gone over 21.5 PRA. Like, she's just really, and it's like it's different modes. She might have 21 day, she might have a 10, 8, and 7 day. She might she's really, really balanced and just doing everything for this Sparks team. This is the Gabby Williams that was hooping over there in France. I can't get off. I think that's one of the more consistent props that we've had over the course of the season.
Yeah, I'm in for it. I mean, there's no reason to stop taking it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Anything else here besides Gabby Williams that is interesting?
Not really. I think I mentioned everything I was interested in. Even the Hamby matchup, I don't feel great about because I like the Storm's actual paint defense. And we talk about this all the time when it comes to Aaliyah Boston in Indiana. Who's going to get her the ball?
Yeah, good point.
I have no idea. I think Hamby might be fool's gold.
Very, very good point there, Scott. Who is going to get her the ball in the post? Because best believe she's going to be in the post trying to work. And yeah, they're going to have to make a move in the morning. There's no way they're going into the game. There's no way they're going into this game with Barker as the only guard. No way. They got to make a move in the morning. All right. So what's Rakia's official number at? 15.5.
That's so low for a team that has no other options, basically.
15.5. Her last 3 games against the Seattle Storm, 16, 22, 22. All right. Rakia ladder's on the way. All right.
She had 30 against the Aces, just saying. She did have 30.
Yeah. I like it. Rakia's a Rakia 20-piece game sounds about par for the course. 20 from Rakia and nothing from nobody else. All right. Let's lock in. Underdog. 6-game slate. Let's see here. Lock. Liberty first half -4.5.
Yeah.
I like that one.
John Quell's back. That's all that matters.
Bounce back spot also here. Atlanta has been really, they haven't played their best ball in the first half. They really haven't. They've been more of a second half team all year. And so I like Atlanta to get the ball rolling here in the second half. Dog. Mm, hmm, 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 hmm. Do I want to just go ahead and tote the line and just give you a plus 140 on the Valkyrie?
Why don't you just take Valkyries first half money line?
That's not a real dog.
Why not? That counts.
No, it's not. That's like plus 120.
Is it? I thought they were getting like. Oh no, you're right because it's 3.5 full game. My bad. I thought it was first half 3.5. My bad.
But it doesn't care. I'm supposed to trust this Dallas team, like off the rip. Against the Valkyries? No way. These are my Valkyries. Let me get another win on the win total. And by the way, this is the wins that I had accounted for. I didn't account for the other wins. These are the ones. Give me the Valkyries plus 140 on the money line. Dog.
All right. So for my lock, I think I'm just going to go with a pretty basic play. I actually did think about taking Angel Reese over her assists, but instead I'm just going to go back to Caitlin. Give me Caitlin over 9.5 assists. I think it's a great price. It's minus 105. At the end of the day, you're looking at a situation where she can easily dominate against this team. The Sun can't stop anybody. They're giving up the fourth most assists per game to opposing point guards. She came back immediately, had 9 against the Liberty for a great defense. I think Caitlin might be triple-double hunting after what Angel did against this team last time out. She doesn't need it, but I think the assist should be there anyway. The Fever might score 100. So give me once again, the catalyst of the offense. Give me the Caitlin Clark over 9.5 assists as my lock at minus 105. For the dog, I'm going back to KT. I got to do it. That price is so wrong on a rebound, especially now that they're missing another player on the front court. The question is, how high do I actually want to go? I could go for the double-double at 290.
Okay.
But if I go for just the regular 9.5 rebounds, it's 270. I'll sacrifice the 20 cents. Give me KT over 9.5 rebounds. Kayla Thornton over 9.5 rebounds at plus 270 as my dog.
All right. I had to figure out a parlay here, Scott.
Okay.
Let's see. What do we want to throw into the parlay? Well, let's just go ahead and get a free square of Valkyries first half.
Okay.
Let's throw in Indiana team total over. Yeah, let's throw in Indiana team total over 92.5.
Once again, 92.5. If they get there, Caitlin probably has 10 assists. So that's why I'm taking it instead.
All right. And I will make the last play. Hold on. I'm trying to do this in real time. Okay. Wait, no. That's not what I'm looking for. All right, last play is gonna be. Wow, who do I want the last play to be? Home team total points 92.5. Okay, got that. Got the Valkyries in there, and then I just need one more. Lynx. Or do I want to make it a player prop?
You want to go for Reese?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Just take it old school. 11.5 rebounds. She's been really, really good to the rebound number at 11.5. It's when they had the 13.5, Scott. That's what I told you. That 13.5 looked really, really weird jumping the year off on 13.5 rebounds. Like, come on, what are you doing? But bring it back down to 11.5. We're cooking. We're cooking there. All right. Yeah. So we'll do Reese rebounds. We'll make that the last leg. I like that.
Oh, you were rebounds. I meant assists.
No, I mean, I like the assist, but I'm going to just stick with what's been making us money. And it's plus money. And so, yeah, the plus money. Yeah, I like that. So we'll go Reese over 11.5 rebounds. Valkyries first half, of course. Duh. Let's just throw that free square in there. And then Indiana over 92.5. 715. Okay. Nice little parlay there. All right, underdog.
I mean, now I'm in for something with Angel potentially for the assist.
Yeah, let's play it. And Chicago.
It's either a one game peak or we're hitting the really just solid basement floor of what should be a number that's higher for assists. I'll gamble on that.
Might take a little investment in the private stock and a adjusted number on the assist line just in case, because she could get to 6, and that's going to be a really nice juicy price.
Yeah, I see a little 9 mentioning KTPR. I'm fine with that as well. She shoots enough. She's been flying over the last 3 games too.
So we want to throw a KTPR in there.
Yeah.
All right. And then
the Wings can't stop anybody anyway. So
Rakia or Gabby. Oh wait, but they don't have Gabby. Why don't they have Gabby PRA up here? Underdog, what are you doing? That is the lock of the century. We've been playing that every single time. Yeah, they don't have Gabby PR up here. So we got Rakia.
Yeah,
or we could look somewhere else.
I'm fine with Rakia.
Kia Jackson higher. All right, there we go. So we got Kayla Thornton higher, 22.5 PR. We've got Angel Reese higher, 3.5 assists, and we've got Rakia Jackson higher, 15.5 points, 6.24x in Underdog. Scott, $100 gets you $664 over there. Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use our promo code NBA SGPN. Anything else, Scott? Some big 6-game slate. Anything else you want to throw out there?
Not really. Should be fun. Looking forward to it. We're doing NBA in the morning, right?
Are we? Is that what we're doing? That's what we're doing? We have that schedule for tomorrow?
I mean, I posted the schedule. I don't think anyone responded to it, but I don't know if we can reschedule. It's fine. Just asking.
Let's see. Let's talk off. Let's talk off the grid.
That's fine. There will be an NBA show at some point, and we're back for the W later in the week. It's fine.
Let's talk off the grid. All right. With that, he's at Right Shot Radio. I'm at really real __. Make sure you give us a follow. All the people on X, head over to YouTube and like the video. Hey, Lil Nine, I seen you. Appreciate you chatting with us. Head over to YouTube, like the video on YouTube real quick. Appreciate the extra love there. Shout out to everybody like the video on YouTube on the way out, and all those that watch YouTube late. With that, we will be back for Tuesday's large slate as well, because we got one game tomorrow where the Sun actually have to play it back-to-back. Yikes. And then we'll be back for we'll be back for a large slate on Thursday. I got my days mixed up. No, 2 days. No, it's only 2 games. The next large slate is on Friday. Whatever. We'll be back for Thursday. With that, nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just going to like this. We are out of here.